could be really successful in your business and you're earning lots of money, but how's your health? How's your relationships? How's your stress and your anxiety?
What happens when an IT leader in Dubai walks away from a 20-year tech career to find clarity in total sobriety? Today we're joined by Adam Mayhew, the founder of A-Game Consultancy and the creator of the SAS model. Adam helps high-level executives and business owners escape what he calls a life of quiet desperation by mastering the 3 pillars: sobriety, alignment, and self-mastery. We're breaking down how quitting alcohol unlocks the limitless pill for business, why accountability is the only antidote to procrastination, and how to build a life where you finally have it all.
If you chase 2 rabbits, you lose. In business, make sure you know what your clear purpose is, you know what your goal is, your mission. The challenge is making sure that we don't sound like everyone else. If you rely too much on AI tools, and especially around copy and things, you are going to end up sounding like everyone else. It was only when I stopped drinking that then I gained a lot of clarity in my mind. I started to work out exactly what I do want.
If you could share one suggestion or the kind of insight for the people in the business and who wants to really improve their kind of lifestyle or the mindset shifts, what it could be?
We mainly do this through our model, which is known as SAS, which is sobriety, alignment, and self-mastery. Self-mastery is all about the voice in your head. You can't control your thoughts, you can control how you respond to your thoughts.
What is one thing or the bottleneck or the challenge you have in your business right now? Welcome back to The Next Move with Venkat. Adam, welcome to the show.
Good to be here. Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Wonderful. I'm really excited for today's conversation. And yeah, so let's start with your story. So your story is not straight into the business. So you used to be an IT professional. So if you could just share about the real background and what is the real motivation behind starting the A-Game Consultancy?
Yeah, so you said it right there. My background is IT and tech. You know, I'm nearly 40 now. I'm 39 years old, and I started my career when I was 18 years old in the tech industry, mainly working in support, technical support, IT support. And I worked my way up in various different companies. And my last position was support manager and doing some operations as well for a company out in Dubai in the Middle East. And I loved the job. It was great. But I had this thought in the back of my mind that I do want to have my own business at some point. And it was back in 2018, I made a decision in my personal life to actually stop drinking. Just want to make it clear, I wasn't an alcoholic or anything like that, but I did enjoy a drink. You know, at the weekends, I did like to party and things like that, especially when it came with the stresses of work. I'd have a drink. And it was only when I stopped drinking that then I gained a lot of clarity in my mind. And I started to enjoy my job again because I was getting a bit burnt out and getting a bit frustrated with the job that I was in. But then because I'd stopped drinking, I gained a lot of clarity, focus and energy, and I started to work out exactly what I do want. And then that's when the curiosity piece came in as to what I want to do and now start my business. So yeah, it was a complete pivot. And obviously now I'm a coach, I'm a nutritional therapist, mindfulness teacher, I'm the co-founder of A-Game. And we transform lives. We mainly work with men. We're obsessed with helping men avoid a life of quiet desperation. And we mainly do this through our model, which is known as SAS, which is sobriety, alignment, and self-mastery. So sobriety is going to give you the clarity, the focus, the energy. It's going to improve your health, improve your performance in all areas of your life. And alignment is all about making sure that you are living in alignment with your values and your purpose, because I think a lot of people's frustration and anxieties come because they're not living in alignment. They're out of sync with their values and their beliefs. And then self-mastery, this is all about the voice in your head, that little voice that plays in your head, and how it's mastering your thoughts. Now, you can't control your thoughts, but you can control how you respond to your thoughts. And are you having a healthy conversation with yourself in your head? And that's a lot of the work that we do now. So we mainly work with, as I mentioned, mainly business owners, or they're in very senior positions, and we work with them through our mentoring and coaching packages. We also work with senior leadership teams in corporate businesses, and then we also host men's retreats as well. So that's our business.
Sounds interesting.
Yeah.
If you can share or if it is not something personal, what was the real reason to just quit the alcohol? Is it more
Yeah,
like personal or something?
yeah, I'm like an open book. You can ask me any questions. In complete transparency, I felt like shit. I hope I can swear on this.
It's okay.
I just felt awful. I'd never taken a break from alcohol before. As I say, I wasn't an alcoholic. I was just what I'd like to call a mid-lane drinker. I wouldn't really drink Monday to Friday, but Friday night, have a couple of beers. Saturday night, would go out, meet my friends and party. That was my life for a very long time. And I never made the connection with the alcohol and my everyday life and working life. I was getting very stressed at work. I was getting very anxious. And I never made that connection that it was the alcohol that was affecting me up here. And it was playing a large contribution to my stress and my anxiety. And as I mentioned, I actually started to enjoy my job again. But then because I got so much clarity in my mind and I started to figure out exactly what I wanted to do, I wanted to tell the world about how amazing it is to be alcohol free. That's what I wanted to tell people. And then I was obviously doing a lot of research into personal development, into nutrition and into health. And that's when I made a decision. I want to do something in coaching and health and then start the business. So I went back to university. So I was in university studying to be a nutritional therapist while still working in the last company I was working for. And then it was July 2020 is when I was made redundant from my job because of COVID. And it was in that moment then I made the decision to start the business. Yeah. And go all in and then never looked back.
Really amazing.
I think it was a combination of things. It was the realization that how good I felt, from removing alcohol from my life and installing all these healthy habits and how amazing I could feel, to then getting all this clarity, to then realizing I do like the job, but it's not quite in alignment with what I want to do and where I want to go. So a lot of the coaching that we do is basically that, helping other guys find that alignment, and are they living in purpose? How's their relationships? Are they reducing the stress, reducing anxiety, and performing well, not just in business, but in life, in all areas of life?
Yeah, that is so interesting, because what you described there isn't just a career pivot. It is a life shift, I would say. So you took your own transformation and turned it into a framework for helping others and find theirs. So yeah, 5 years into the business, what was the mission behind the A-Game?
So the mission's changed now because 5 years in business. When we first started, we were helping everyone. There was actually, because my business partner, Adam Smith, there's 2 Adams. There was 3 Adams when we started 5 years ago. And it was all around mindset, nutrition, and personal training. And we still do elements of that today. But we were helping anyone. When you launch a business, obviously you just want to start helping people and get money in the till. And we just helped anyone that came to us, basically. Over the years, that started to take its toll. And we realized who we actually wanted to work with. Our mission changed as it's evolved. And yeah, that's basically the mission. What I said at the start is to help men avoid a life of quiet desperation. It's to lead them into sobriety, live in alignment, and achieve self-mastery so they can thrive in life and in business. And that's our mission as it stands today.
I really like this one, the SAS model, sobriety, alignment, and the self-mastery. So could you please unpack for our listeners, and how do these 3 pillars actually show up in your work, what you do with your clients?
Yeah. So when it comes to coaching, it's always meeting the client where they're at. Now, as I mentioned, we work with mainly high performers, men, business owners, executives, but they could be at different stages of business. They could be really senior in their position, in the company that they're working for. So everyone's at different stages. Some people come to us and they're already alcohol free, and they want to perform even better. Some people are, they're not alcoholics, but they're just using the drink to, air quote, help them and de-stress. They're very much caught up in that habit of, working in their business or going to work and then coming home, seeing the kids, seeing the family, and then having a drink. And we know that that's not helping them. So the drink, even just one drink in the sobriety element, is affecting your sleep. And if it's affecting your sleep, then it's affecting your energy. And if your energy is getting affected, then it affects your focus, your clarity, how you perform that day. Now, some people have challenged me and gone, well, I'm really successful and I drink. And it's like, okay, well, let's define the success, because you could be really successful in your business and the company you're working for, and you're earning lots of money and everything else. But how's your health? How's your relationships? How's your stress and your anxiety? How's that? And what we've found is with working with over 500 people now, mostly men, you can have it all. You really can. And it's through our model that we teach and we coach, the sobriety, the alignment and self-mastery, you can have it all and find fulfillment and find peace in it. But if you're just having, some people say, well, I still drink, I still have the odd little drink, but it is affecting you. It is affecting your performance. It is affecting your sleep. And we know this, from the studies and things. So, and how's it other areas? Because a lot of the work that we do in A-Game is also about the internal health. So for example, we do blood tests and DNA tests, and then we can find out exactly how well the internal health is. So then we can start making changes to diet and lifestyle to again, help them perform better. So a lot of our coaching is all around performance and performing better, whilst also becoming happier and becoming at peace and becoming more fulfilled. So it just depends on the individual and where they're at and meeting them where they're at. Some clients want just accountability. They purely want accountability. So we set out goals for the week, get goals for the month. Yeah. So it just depends where they're at.
Got it. Yeah, I completely agree with you, what you said with the alcohol. It drains the energy and the clarity. I really, really agree with you because it happens quite a lot with me as well. So
do you drink? Do you have the odd drink?
Yeah, I drink not quite often, but sometimes, like in a month, the maximum is like 1 or 2 times. So definitely exactly what you said. What you said is exactly happening with me. Like, so after 2 days, after drinking for the next 2 days, so the energy goes down and the mental clarity goes down. And every time I feel like I want to quit, at least for some time. But again, I go back and have a couple of drinks here and there because, we make ourselves kind of excuses to, we are living in a social world. We should have to have some here and there, etc., etc. Yeah.
It's interesting because people who drink, and by the way, this isn't coming in place from judgment, but even if they're just having a 2 or 3 throughout the week, maybe they have a couple at the weekend, it seems quite innocent. It's probably, not affecting them. Maybe they're within the legal limit, when they're drinking of the units a week or whatever, or the recommended units a week, but it is affecting you. And you'll be operating at like 60 to 70% of your potential. I'm not saying yourself because you may just have a couple, in a month. I'm talking about people who have a couple or 3 a week, or as I said, they drink a little bit at the weekend. They're operating at about 60% of their potential. And when you remove the alcohol, you start to then tap into those other percentages. But what we found is you're able to stay consistent in things. We've all done that. Oh, let's start the diet on Monday or start the exercise on Monday. And you could be doing really well Monday to Friday, if you stay off the booze, but then you have a few drinks on Saturday night and it could just be 2 or 3. And all of a sudden, then you don't go to the gym, you don't do the meal prep. And it's like a snowball effect. It's a compound effect. When you remove the booze, you can just stay consistent in so many things in your health and your personal life, and in your business as well. Yeah, it's win-win. The analogy I like to give it, have you ever seen the film with Bradley Cooper in it? I can't remember the name of the film now. When he takes that pill, the Limitless pill. It's like that. That's the only way I can describe it when you go alcohol free, especially if you're someone who's drinking a little bit during the week, every week. When you completely remove it, you can feel like that. It's so good.
Yeah, it completely makes sense. Okay. Yeah. Let's discuss about some human connection topic now. So you have got clients across UK, Dubai, and even Australia. And you are coaching in a time when so much of leadership and personal development is happening online. So how do you keep that human connection, especially in this digital world?
That's a really good question. Yeah, because we are in a digital world, aren't we? I suppose it comes down to with coaching, it comes down to the quality of the question. That's all that coaching is. It's asking great questions that the client's probably never been asked before, in a space where they can answer it and it not being from a judge, being judged. So obviously the coach, myself and my team, we have to remove the judgment, and it's knowing what screw to turn at the right time. So you could ask a question and then you help them to reframe it, help them through the challenge, whatever it is, and help them to reframe it. Then there's the accountability piece as well. So I think that's it. Through Zoom or through like what we're having a conversation now, we've seen great success with our clients, and our average client life cycle is 18 months to 2 years, and some of them we've never met in person. It's just all done online. So I think it comes down to the quality of the coach, the quality of the conversation, the questioning and the reframing. But then also outside of the coaching in every day, it's having that accountability. So obviously we're connected with our clients on a daily basis as well through WhatsApp, which I know a lot of coaches probably don't do that. So, we have WhatsApp groups with just, my business partner, myself, and our client in a WhatsApp group. And we have that daily accountability going on. So they always feel that they're connected to us. Yeah.
Sounds really amazing, because I have worked with few coaches previously. So in most of the cases, what really happened to me is it was only kind of one call per week or per 2 weeks. So that accountability, even now, I really struggle with that accountability when I hire the coach. That was the really main issue out there, I feel like. But what you mentioned with the framework you have, that is really sounds amazing. Yeah.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, it works. At the end of the day, when it comes to self-development, you can watch all the YouTube videos, you can keep watching stuff on Instagram and sign up to webinars. But the thing that's going to change your life is a strategy, accountability, and someone there in your corner that believes in you. And will pod and poke, but with empathy and with compassion, not in a, not in a nice way. So it is important to have that accountability in place.
Yeah.
And it can feel uncomfortable. When my coach does it to me, I'm like, oh, no, I've not done that. Why? How come you've not done it? I'm like, I've procrastinated. That's why. There's no excuse.
Yeah.
He's caught me out. Well, not caught me out. He's showing me, he's holding up the mirror, and that's only going to help you with growth. Otherwise, you're just going to be stuck where you are. So I believe everyone needs a coach, whether that's a life coach, a coach in business. If you want to, sort out your health, or you're going to the gym, you've got a personal trainer. No one ever made it, on their own. It was always with help from other people. So the best investment is always in yourself. And, yeah, I mean, I've got a coach, I've got a business coach, a business mentor, and it works. So.
Got it. Yeah. So for you, what has been the hardest lesson or the kind of takeaway you have got building the A-Game Consultancy in past few years?
If you chase 2 rabbits, you lose. Yeah, there's lots of lessons, but that will be one. I think it's very easy for business owners, entrepreneurs to fall into the trap of the shiny penny syndrome. They think that this thing over here is really nice, or, oh, look at that over there, and they go off topic. They start pumping out different content, they change strategy, and it doesn't work. And it's usually because they've fallen out of love with the main thing that they were doing. The best success we've seen in our business is when we are banging the same drum over and over and over again. When we go off topic, it doesn't work. So if you chase 2 rabbits, you will always lose. So in business, make sure you know what your clear purpose is, you know what your goal is, your mission, you know what your daily deliverables are. If you've got a team as well, it's making sure that they're all A players, because I think this has been another lesson as well. If you've got to, when you start hiring a team, you've got to hire A players. They'll never believe in your goal as much as much as you will, but they need to be aligned with it. They need to understand, and they need to be held to account as well. Because if not, the business won't get to where you want it to be, depending on what stage you're at. So I think it's very challenging, especially in today's world, to stay focused. You can very easily get distracted, and, something pops up on social media, and then there's another sales thing, and then this, and then that, and then it's very hard to stay focused. So always come back to, how do I want to spend each day? I think is a great question. What's the goal of the business? What's it doing? The ultimate goal of the business is to give you freedom. That's why you went into it. And I think we were guilty of this as well. What happens is when people start a business, they very much fall into having a job again.
Yeah.
It's not a business, it's a job. If you're sat there at 8, 9 o'clock at night, sending emails or dealing with clients or sending out invoices, you don't have a business, you've got a job. And that's when things started to show up for us a few years ago. And we had to get the team in place to help us. So a great book on that is, I forgot the name of it now. Let it come to me. It talks about this. It talks about most business owners have a job and not a business. The E-Myth Revisited. There we go. The E-Myth Revisited. That's a great book. And that changed that changed our business. Yeah. When we read that book and started to action it, transformed our business.
Good. Amazing. Yeah. And coming to the next topic. So this podcast is mainly about the business and the business operations in a high level. So in your business right now, what is really working right for you? Like what is the one thing is currently working for you, and what is one thing or the bottleneck or the challenge you have in your business right now?
Great question. Yeah. I'd say what's working really well is client retention. So we deliver a great and excellent service. This is the reason why our clients keep buying for us, or they cross service, or they upsell, but they stay with us. So we've got a very loyal client base. And I think that's really important for any business. A lot of the time, a lot of business owners think that they need to go get more clients, more clients, when actually it's serving your existing clients, and they can actually spend more money with you if you're delivering a exceptional service. So that's one of the things that's working really well for us. The things that's our challenges at the moment is the market has got harder. It has. We're on LinkedIn, and when it comes to new business, most of that, if it's not a direct referral, because a lot of our clients come in through referrals from existing clients, if it's complete new business, a lot of it comes through LinkedIn. It's changed. We're towards the end of 2025. 3 years ago, it was not like LinkedIn was not like what it is now. It is filled with coaches. There's a lot of coaches on LinkedIn, a lot of life coaches, mindset coaches, alcohol-free coaches, hundreds, thousands of them. There's loads of them. And I think that the challenge is, it's not so much getting our voice across. It's making sure that we don't sound like everyone else. And I think that's the key bit. And if you rely too much on AI tools, and especially around copy and things, you are going to end up sounding like everyone else. So I'd say that the challenge is new business. If we want to go get new business, it's not as easy as it was a couple of years ago. You've really got to make waves and, go live more frequently, put out more video content. Yeah. So it's a challenge if we want to focus on new business, but also we've got a very loyal client base. So we do well with our existing clients, and referral business works quite well. So that's where we're at the moment.
Got it.
Do you find that as well with your work?
Yeah. Yeah, it is a kind of mostly the same kind of situation. There is obviously a lot of competition out there, and we need to, as you said, we need to put out a lot of unique content and as well as the useful content. So that is one thing pretty much for sure. So even I'm following the same kind of system now. Yeah. Have you seen that LinkedIn's changed? It's a lot different from what it was a couple of years ago. Yeah. Even this year, it feels, I feel like it's changed. But yeah. And of course, it is going to change a lot.
Of course it is, yeah. Especially with AI. And I think personal branding is going to be a huge thing. It is now. But the more, 2026, 2027, the more the AI comes out, the success of businesses is going to come down to personal branding. Yeah. That's why.
I really agree with you in that point. Yeah. Got it. Again, to just follow up to what we discussed. So if you look at your current process, where do you feel the biggest opportunity or the improvement you see in this entire process?
What's the opportunity that I see?
Opportunities or the improvements on top of. So as you said, you having the mostly coming from the referrals, and as you said, LinkedIn has been changed a lot. So based on these current trends, what are the kind of improvements are the opportunities you see in a broader way?
I think the opportunities are getting our message in front of the right eyeballs that we haven't reached yet. So we've only ever done paid ads once in complete transparency, and that was for a low ticket item. And it's something that we're looking at now, paid ads, and that's probably the opportunity to do some work in that area and get our message in front of our ideal client through the paid ads. That's the opportunity. Yeah.
Got it. Sounds interesting. All right. Now again, let's talk about your retreats or the transformational weekends. So could you please share what really happens there?
Yeah. We advertise it as a retreat, but it's not really a retreat. It's more of as you said, a transformational weekend. Yeah, we're not sat there with cucumbers on our eyes and wearing bathrobes. It's a very immersive weekend. It's specifically just for men. The next one's in March, 18th to 23rd of March. We actually just have one spot remaining. And it's all about diving into who you really are and what you really, really want. So whilst we do that in our coaching, it is in person. So we have clients that fly over from America, Europe. They fly over to come to the retreat. And it is the best thing that we offer at A-Game because it's our coaching all in person. But it's not just that, it's the power of the group coming together. So if you imagine 10 men coming together, they're all very successful in their own way, but we're all sharing our challenges and it's all on the spot coaching. We get rid of all the limiting beliefs, all the fears that you've got. We destroy them on that retreat weekend. And then we set out a very clear path and strategy for the next 6 to 12 months. We also take action on the retreat. So if there's like a first step in your goal, one of the goals that you set, you'll probably take that action on the retreat. So that may be ringing someone up. It may be registering the business. Don't know. You'll actually take the action on the retreat. So yeah, because you can go on these retreats and go and say, I'm going to do this and I've set all these goals, but we actually take the action as well. And we start working on them there and then, which is good. So it's one of the best things that we offer at A-Game, and it's transformational, not just for the attendees, but also for my business partner and I. Yeah, it's really amazing. And the March one will be our 6th retreat. So really looking forward to it.
Yeah, sounds really amazing and so fascinating. If we again talk about your perspective about the business, so are there any kind of situations where you feel like, or any kind of success story of a client which really inspired you?
Yeah, lots. Yeah. So one of my clients out in America, current client now, he's very successful. He's a VP, vice president for a company. He wasn't drinking lots, but he was very much the example that I gave you. He might have a couple of drinks during the week, but the weekends he would drink. Quite unfulfilled, unhappy, unmotivated, going to the gym, but not really working out. And he's married with 2 children, lost that connection with his children. He wouldn't really sort of show up to watch his children's football practice and things like that. And he reached out to us and we went through the coaching. He stopped drinking alcohol. He lost loads of weight. His relationship with his children improved. Relationship with his wife improved. He got a promotion at work. He's less anxious. He's meditating every day. He's journaling. He's now run marathons. He completed an Ironman as well. It just goes on and on and on. So yeah, he went from being super stressed, super anxious, unfulfilled to now super dad, Ironman, alcohol free, and really enjoying life. So, and he's attending our retreat in March as well. Yeah. So
wonderful. Yeah. So this is going to be the last bit of our episodes. Where do you want to see A-Game Consultancy in the next year? And if you share your goals for 2026, what it could be?
Oh, that's a great question. Yeah. So we've recently launched an app. The app has been soft launched. So it's available in the app stores, and we're taking all of our knowledge over the last 5 years, all in self-development, and we've put it into the app. So we personally have invested thousands of pounds into our coaches, into our mentors, business mentors, and all of our learnings and everything that we've learned and what A-Game stands for. We've put it all into the app. So at the moment, there's 120 hours worth of content in there at the moment. So the plan is we've soft launched that at the moment, and that's gone to our existing clients and for them to test it and things like that, iron out any bugs and things. So far, it's going really well. And the plan is to launch that in 2026. The start of 2026, and we'll do a big marketing push on that. Also, a couple of years ago, we made a slight pivot. So the example that I gave about when you chase 2 rabbits? We'd done this many times, and a couple of years ago, we made a change. We started business coaching, and we still do a little bit of it now. We just don't do it outward facingly. We don't market it as business coaching, but some clients come to us, they want the life coaching, and then they also want the business coaching as well. So for the back end of 2026, once the idea is to expand our team at A-Game, and then we'll make that pivot again and go more into the business coaching and bring that into A-Game. That's the plan. But then also push that, actually outward marketing as well, because at the moment we're not doing that. The success of A-Game, we've learned a lot, and we love to teach. We love to educate people outside of the coaching. And I believe we've got a lot of knowledge and a lot of value we can add in this space about building and scaling a coaching business. Yeah, so we want to give that back. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm really wishing you all the very best.
Yeah, thank you
for
very
all
much.
the goals.
Yeah. So I know there's going to be a whole other set of competition in that area as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's the, if you believe in something and that's what we believe in, go for it. You know, we only live once. So, and as I mentioned, we can add so much value in this space. But what I find interesting is with what's happening with AI, that I don't know if you've seen this with coaching, it'll be like an avatar like this. You know, you could be your avatar could be a coach and my avatar could be a coach, and that'll be on your phone. Like that's where coaching is going, you know, that's where it's heading. I know companies that are doing that now and setting that up. So yeah, it's interesting. Equally, what I find interesting is with the advancements of AI, I still think people are going to want human connection. And you know, if the avatars and the GPTs get better at coaching and asking great questions, they're never going to be able to read. A machine is never going to be able to read your emotion. Only a human will. So I think, you know, in the future, there's always going to be a space for coaching, life coaching, you know, as the machines rise, as AI rises, because people want that human connection. Yeah. And that's the other bit with A-Game as well. Sorry, I forgot to mention on that side. 2026 is going to bring a lot more community together. So we have a community. Most of them are based in the UK, and part of that is quarterly meetups. So we're going to be doing meetups, strategy, meet up in hotel boardrooms and get out the strategies for the year. We're also going to be meeting up and doing walks together and hikes and things like that. So 2026 for A-Game is a lot more bringing our community together as well.
Yep, really amazing. And whatever you said, it was really beautifully said. So,
thank you very much.
So before we wrap up the episode, if you could share one suggestion or the kind of insight for the people in the business and who wants to really improve their kind of lifestyle or the mindset shifts, what it could be?
Good question. I think, well, it's linking, this is aimed at business owners. If you want to perform better in your business, it comes down to you at the end of the day. And it's all about you. And it's about having a clear vision. It's about having the energy. It's about having that self-mastery, the beliefs, which whatever, you know, you want to do in your business and take it to the next stage. So the first step is looking after you. And I think a lot of business owners they either fall out of love with the vision and where they're heading, and they're not too sure exactly what they want, you know, especially maybe at the start, if they're starting a business, or if they're 2 or 3 years, 5 years. I've worked with business owners who are 10 years, 15 years in their business, and they've fallen out of love with it. They forgot why they're doing it in the first place, and all the bad habits start to come in. So I think the tip I'd give is always look after yourself, because you can get very much wrapped up in your business, or you can fall out of love with it, and it will affect your inner peace. It'll affect your purpose, and you won't look after yourself. And that's one thing that we stand for, is A-Game is all about you, and staying on your A-Game is looking after yourself with that model that I spoke about, the sobriety, alignment, and self-mastery. Get that bit nailed first, and you'll be able to handle all the pressures of the business and challenges and the stresses that come with it all.
Amazing. So it was really amazing talking with you, Adam. You shared really fantastic words, and whatever you said about the alcohol or the mindset, especially with the performance, all the things were really amazing. And so, and thank you for joining the show. And before we leave, if anyone wants to find you out, where they can check out you for online, and also if you could share what does your typical programs look like, so it would be really helpful for someone who is really interested.
Yes, so our programs are they're usually 4 to 6 months, depending on the level of investment and what they want to achieve. And the whole purpose is to stay on your A-game. That's what it is. And there is a monthly option as well. So some clients sign up just for a monthly retainer. So we've got a transformational program, which is 4 to 6 months, or there's a monthly membership, which is, again, 6 months long, a 6-month commitment, but you pay it monthly, which is a bit of a lesser service. You get access to the community, access to our courses, and access to one coaching call a month. Whereas in the transformational programs, they're a lot more in depth. There's a lot more coaching, and there's a lot more of that personal one-to-one touch, which is involved. But I'm very active on LinkedIn, so you can find me on LinkedIn as Adam Mayhew. If you search Adam Mayhew A-Game, you'd probably get me. I'm also on Instagram as Adam Mayhew _A-Game, and there's a little bit more information on our website, which is www.agameconsultancy.com.
Got it. Really amazing. I'll anyway add all the references in the description, so you can go and check it out. Thank you, Adam. Thank you for joining the show, and it was really amazing talking with you. I hope our audience also will get away with a lot of information from this episode.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me.
All right.
Thank you.